All right, hello TNR. Welcome to this first official week of our training and mentality goal videos. All right, but before we get into those goals, we got the, skiing selfies of the week. All right, so let's get right into it. First, we've got this one, quality tree hugging pose. Love the partial face. Lydia just kind of sticking out over the edge there. Just quality skiing selfie to start us off here. All right, next we got AJ. Just what's not to like? You got the hair just all over the place. You got the upside down blitz sunglasses. The like half smile, kind of unsettling thing there. All right, moving on to the next one. We've got Braden with the cookie buff and the Santa hat, socially distancing in the background with Margaret there. Quality skiing selfie. All right, moving on. We've got Coach DTJ, just with that universal feeling of, when your watch doesn't do what you want it to do and breaks. So, quality post there. And then finally, last but not least, the, Hicks's eye and tongue selfie here. Quality post. If you want to be featured next week, make sure you get on Strava and join the TNR training group.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to be making a video about some basic balance drills that we just went over in the live session, but here's a recap if you missed it. So anyways, for these exercises, they're really important because a big part of Nordic is being able to balance out on one ski when you're skiing. Big motion, getting toes, knee, nose all lined up, and you have to be able to balance for that. So today I'm going to go over some basic motions to help you out with that. First off, in these exercises, you want to make sure that the three parts of your feet, keep in mind like how they're doing and how you can make adjustments to stay on balance. Thinking about like your toes, what they're doing, the ball of your foot, and your heel. And also remember that by moving your hips forward and backward, your weight kind of shifts on your feet. So that's why it's important to keep them forward when you're skiing. But they can also be used for balance. So first off, make sure you have soft knees when you're doing this and soft ankles, just to like account for like balance. And so our first one is soft knee. You want to move forward, tap, backward tap. Forward tap, backward tap. Just keep doing that for a few times. And then you can make it more difficult and not tap. And just think about how you can adjust so you don't fall over with your ground leg. Do that a few times, and then the final one, if you got all that down, is you start in the front, circle all the way around, tap to the back, come around, tap to the front. Do that a few times. Just keep that knee soft. Make sure you're not like standing stick straight up, because that's not very helpful. So, and then of course the other difficulty level is no touching, and just kind of do that. But if these are all way too easy for you, you can try to divert your attention, or like move your arm out to the side and like follow it with your eyes. Or you can try to close your eyes while doing them. That makes it really hard. So yeah, just think about that, TNR, and it is so easy to just do this. Brushing your teeth, hope you brush your teeth, because that would be a really good time to do these exercises.
What's up, TNR? Welcome back to another skiing Let's Play. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about balance. That's right, balance. I'm going to give you 2 drills and 2 tips that'll help you out on the trails, especially with skate. Alright, so this one is the first drill that we're going to be talking about today. It's mostly just a balance drill, and it'll help you balance right over your foot and help you stay flat on your skis, because that's the best way to glide, is on the flats of your skis, not the edges. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm standing on my leg and I'm trying to keep my knees, my toes, and my nose all in line. So knees, toes, nose. Remember that. And I'm bending at the knee and the ankle to make sure that I'm not bending at the hip, because when you bend at the hip, that is going to hurt your back. And with my other leg, I'm keeping it straight, and I'm slowly reaching it down and touching the ground, like barely. And I'm just trying to keep that going, and that's going to help you balance on each leg when you're transitioning in V2 or like V1, for example. So this is a really good drill. And as you can see, what I just started doing here is switching to the other one. And that's going to be your basis for V2. I almost slipped there. But that's going to be your basis for V2. And that's going to be what's going to help you balance on both of those skis at the same time and help you go faster on the trails. And then when I'm doing this one, I'm going to start to mix in the toe taps on the ground. And that's just going to help work on my balance a little bit more. All right, so this is the second drill that we're going to be talking about today. It's one that's going to help you balance on your ski and stay on the flats of your ski, just like we kind of talked about in the other drill. So essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to have one ski in a classic track, and you're going to have the other helping you to push off with the other ones. And what you're basically trying to do here is keep balance on the ski that's in the classic track and try and get as much power with the ski that's pushing with the edge that you're pushing off of. And this is going to help you, especially in V2, when you're trying to balance on those flats and get maximum glide. And maximum glide is obviously important because it's going to help you be more efficient, and it's going to help you conserve more power for those really hard uphills and those final sprints towards the finish. So this is a really good drill for that. And make sure to do both sides. So I switch here, and make sure to do both sides because balancing on both sides is really important. Because if you have awesome balance on one side but terrible balance on the other, that's just going to lead to a worse experience for you. And it's not going to get you as much power as awesome balance on both sides would. So doing this drill is going to help you stay on those flats, and it's going to help you be more efficient and get more power out of each stride when you're doing V2. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple tips and kind of things to think about when you're skating, and maybe a little bit of classic, but mostly just skate because that's going to be the one that you're starting with usually, and it's going to be the one that you establish your basis of balance off of. And that's really important in skiing because balance is everything, really. So the first tip and the first thing to think about is when you're skiing, say you're skiing at Highland, they have all these lampposts, and generally they're like 20 to 30 feet apart. When you're skiing between those, try and minimize the amount of strides that you take. And that's going to force you to balance on the flats of your skis, and that's going to help you with your glide. And it's also going to help you with your balance. And it's going to help you try and maintain on one ski for longer. And once you can get down to like 5 strides in between those, I'd say you're pretty good. You just need to focus on the balance and get on the flats of your skis, and that's what's going to help you towards becoming more efficient and becoming a better skier. The second tip, it's just kind of something to maybe do when you're starting and when you kind of feel comfortable on skis, is try and go on one ski and try and balance on one ski for as long as possible. Start on the flats, so like a really flat spot, really open spot, like a practice area, for example. I know Alum Creek has a really good practice area that this would work at. But try and stay on one ski and stay on the flat as long as possible, because that's going to start helping you with developing your balance. And once you've become comfortable with that, you can start to apply it going downhill. So you're starting with gradual downhills like that, and then you're slowly tilting it down to steeper and steeper downhills. Don't go too steep, obviously, because you want to maintain control. But you're trying to focus on your balance and try and stay on the flats of your skis and push yourself. You're going to fall. It's going to happen. Everybody falls. That's just a part of skiing. So you have to learn to accept that, and you have to learn how to apply that and learn from it and let it help you grow to become a better skier. And that's all for today, folks. Remember to come back next week for some more tips and videos, And remember, like and subscribe and turn those post notifications on to make sure you never miss another video.
Hey TNR, I'm Eleanor. I'm one of your captains if you don't know me, and today I'm here to talk to you all about grit. So grit is our mentality focus for this week, and I think that it's going to be one of our most important ones because we as Nordic skiers need to have so much grit to keep doing what we're doing. We're out on the days that everyone else is refusing to leave their house and we are skiing, we're doing intervals, but we're also having fun. Like that's the other side of it, and that's why we're out there, and because of our grit. So for the most part, you need to start with this love of training and love of pain in a way too, because when you are working hard at an interval, you need to feel that pain and you need to celebrate it, because that pain means that you are building muscle, you're building up your cardio, you are becoming a stronger athlete, and you're taking care of your body. And I think that that's something to celebrate, and we all should celebrate. But it's difficult in that moment, obviously, to be pushing yourself to that extent and be happy about it, to be happy about the pain. So one thing that I found really helpful is to set a goal for myself, to push myself to that goal and understand what I'm working towards, because I'm no longer just doing an interval. I'm pushing myself to make it to state. I'm pushing myself to become a better athlete in whatever way I've said for that week or that month, that season. And I think that that's one of the biggest ways we can maintain our grit and our love for that pain, is understanding the reasoning behind that pain. And grit also, means a few things when we're on the trail. So it's going to mean that when we're going our L1, we're not stopping too much. We're not cutting the workout early. We're actually going. We're going to do the full workout. We're going to focus on technique or something like that. Have a focus in mind and work towards that. And then when we're doing our interval workouts or more difficult ones, it means bringing your heart rate up and trying to stay there, because it's going to hurt. But we're able, because we have grit, to keep going and push through that hurt. And that's going to help you so much in races and in life generally, to be able to push through that mental barrier.